Good morning. Buenos dias. Mi nombre es Chloe Emily. My name is Chloe Emily. I use she, they pronouns, and I serve gratefully as your communications coordinator and Sunday morning religious exploration assistant. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno, California. Bienvenidos a la Iglesia Unitaria Universalista de Fresno, California. Welcome to those joining us on our virtual campus today, and to those of you joining us there on our Alluvial Avenue campus. We are one congregation in many places. We want to acknowledge that our Alluvial Avenue Church campus sits on the traditional homelands of the Yokut and Monos people. As Unitarian Universalists, we welcome you no matter your race, culture of origin, age, spiritual background, or religious belief. We welcome you no matter your disabilities, the amount of money in your bank account, your level of education, or your neurodiversity. You are welcome with or without documentation, con papeles o sin papeles. No human being is illegal at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno. As Unitarian Universalists, we not only open our doors to people of all sexual orientations and gender identities, we value the diversity of sexuality and gender and see it as a spiritual gift. Todos son bienvenidos aquí. All are welcome here. Now, a few reminders as we begin our service today. Reverend Tim has this Sunday off, but he will be returning and joining us for our holiday pageant next Sunday, December 11th. We have two ways for those who are on our virtual campus to share a personal joy, sorrow, gratitude, or concern today. In addition to normally typing them into the chat box on Facebook or YouTube, you can now text them to us at 559-209-4977, and that number will appear in the chat box shortly. But you have to do it right now, so we have time to gather them and get them to Lori to share later in the service. Now, in the chat box, in person at Alluvial Avenue, or in the sacredness of your own hearts, let's take a moment to safely greet one another.
This is my favorite part. Happy National Cookie Day. It's true, I looked it up. It's National Cookie Day, and I think that's something to celebrate. I'm pretty sure you noticed, and as Chloe said in her introduction, that I am not Tim Kutzmark. Pretty obvious. And well-deservedly replenishing today, and I know we'll be thinking of him throughout the service. I promise you he will be back for the pageant next Sunday. He wouldn't miss that for the world. I am Lori Tiedemann-Jones, soy Lori Tiedemann-Jones, and I go by she, her. We also are so blessed to have the major contributors to this service, which is Don Gady, yeah. Rich Barrett, Leslie Lyles, and Marina Thomas, back in the back there. You will not believe the treasure that's coming to you today. For me, the sound of the tingsha provides me a reboot, a signal to stop the inner and outer arrhythmia of life and take me to a gentle pulse of peace, of calm. It moves me to pause and to prepare for what is to come, and may it be so for you.
If you have a candle or chalice nearby, bring it close, as we'll be lighting it soon. Our service theme this Sunday is not commonly discussed in most churches. Originally published in 1862, as what's now widely considered one of the greatest novels of the 19th century, Les Misérables follows the lives and interactions of many characters, showcasing their courage, love, heartbreak, passion, and the resilience of their human spirit, themes which undoubtedly transcend time and place. Now, I think the book's author, Victor Hugo, says it best. He says, "I don't know whether it will be read by everyone, but the lessons are meant for everyone." It teaches that social problems go beyond frontiers. Humankind's wounds, those huge sores that litter the world, do not stop at the red and blue lines drawn on maps. Wherever one goes in ignorance or despair, wherever one lacks a warm hearth, Les Misérables knocks at the door and says, "Open up. I am here for you." Now, in that spirit, I would like to invite everyone on our virtual campus to light your chalice or candle at home with me as Lori lights our chalice on our Alluvial Avenue campus. Let us rise now in body or spirit and join in singing our song of praise, I Am Willing.
I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. There is hurting in my family, there is sorrow in my town, there is panic all across the nation, there is wailing the whole world round. But I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift us up to the light of change. May the children see more clearly, and may the elders be more wise. May the winds of change caress us, even though they burn our eyes. But I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. Give me a mighty oak to hold my confusion, and give me a desert to hold my tears. Give me a sunset to hold my wonder, and give me an ocean to hold my tears. But I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change.
Please remain standing while we recite our church mission as shown on the slides. La misión de la Iglesia Unitaria Universalista de Fresno es amar exclusivamente, crecer espiritualmente, servir con gratitud y trabajar por la justicia. The mission of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno is to love inclusively, grow spiritually, serve gratefully, and work for justice. Please be seated. We usually pay no attention to our breathing. It just happens. It's an amazing automatic gift from our body to us. Today, let's attend to our breathing with gratitude. Be you at home or sitting here with us, I invite you to relax in your chair. Take in a deep breath and saying to your breath, thank you. And breathe out, saying to your breath, thank you. And again, take in a breath, thank you. Breathe out, thank you. And one last time in, Thank you. Breathe out. Thank you. Now centered, reflect on this question. When in the last week have you been aware of a side of you, a side of yourself that you didn't like very much? Think about that. Now offer to that side of you understanding and acceptance, allowing for humility and love to prevail. Some of you recorded a joy, sorrow, concern, or gratitude online. Oh. That was a segue. On cards in the back this morning, while those on our virtual campus, thank you, shared your joys or sorrows in the chat box. Here are some of what was shared. From Des and Nico, we found out we are expecting another boy. Finley Areola will be here May 2023. Yay, another baby. From Claire T, I'm grateful to have spent yesterday with all my family, 4 generations, to celebrate my grandma's 90th birthday. Wow, yay for her. We all hope to be there. And from Paula Siegel, a wonderful friend died this week. David Sears, a wise and witty geologist and educator who spoke so eloquently on California wishes. Gone too soon. Definitely, I know him. Heart issues. Let's also hold in our thoughts those unable to be with us because of poor health or maybe compromised mobility, including Margaret H., Bev F., Edith H., William H., Glenda R., Pat M., and Josephine J. We send you our love. Lastly, let's take a moment to expand our circle of love beyond this community surrounding us to those who have no one to remember them, to speak their names in love. So let's do so for just a moment. For all that has been shared, we light the candle of community. And then we also light a candle for those who have lost their lives to COVID. At this point, we are at 1.1 million in the United States and 6.1 in the world. That's a lot of loss. As these candles burn, please join together in the meditation song and one of my favorites, Voice Still and Small, Pequeña Voz.
Voice still and small, deep inside all, I hear you call, singing. In storm and rain, sorrow and pain, still we remain, singing. Calming my fears, ears, quenching my tears through all the years, singing. Pequeña voz dentro del ser, oigo tu voz cantando. En mi dolor, llanto y terror, siento tu amor cantando. Siempre darás calma y solas en mi pesar cantando.
Pause. Feel the subtle morning light as you awaken. Gaze upon the expanse of snow on the horizon. Watch a tiny feather dance in the wind. Pause. Taste the salty air from the sea. Hold an icy snowball ready to pitch. Listen to the enchanting song of children at play. Pause. Touch the warm, waiting hand before you. Hear the approaching wind from the trees far away. Let your body move freely without a care. Pause. Embrace someone in need of it. Sense the moment between breathing in and breathing out. Sway to the rhythm of a lullaby. Pause. Gaze at a single glimmering star that beckons. Return the smile of a passing stranger. Yield to the sleepy urge to close your eyes. Pause. Connect to the silence. Collapse into a kind word. Imagine the earth untouched by us. Pause. That song's so emotional for me. It's a little girl singing, wishing for something better in her life. A formative book for me in my early 20s was Our Many Selves, A Handbook for Self-Discovery by Elizabeth O'Connor. It was a refreshing perspective that we all have many parts to ourselves and that it's important to acknowledge all of them, even those we do not like so well. There was a freedom for me in coming to self-acceptance and self-love, not through judging or hiding my less appealing sides, but embracing and engaging with them. O'Connor writes, strangely enough, we strengthen love in ourselves when we raise into consciousness the shadow side of our lives. Conversely, when we keep negative feelings out of sight, they smother the love that seems to lie deeper and closer to the real self. In the book and play Les Misérables, Jean Valjean chose to steal a bit of bread to feed another, but turned to lifelong anger and hatred when caught and punished unmercifully. Much later, when he acknowledged his anger and hatred, he was able to find a way toward generosity and kindness. Rich and Dawn will be exploring related and other themes through the music and story of Les Misérables. We'll hear from them after we listen to Dawn and Leslie perform Never Turning Back from Les Misérables.
So this is a call and response. I'm going to give the line, and then you're all going to, would you all please stand as you're able, willing and able? And I'm going to give the call, and then you're going to respond to what I sing. We're going to keep on moving forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward, never turning back, never turning back. We're gonna keep on loving boldly, gonna keep on loving boldly, keep on loving boldly. Never turning back, never turning back. We're gonna grow in peace together. We're gonna grow in peace together. Grow in peace together. Never turning back, never turning back. We're gonna keep on serving proudly. Gonna keep on serving proudly. Keep on serving proudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna work for justice bravely. Gonna work for justice bravely. Work for justice bravely. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna keep on moving forward. Gonna keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back.
Never
Turning back. Never turning back. You may be seated.
Good morning. It's nice to see you folks. I've been attending church via Zoom, and it's not the same experience. Inside of me, it's as though I have two identities, two parts. The most troubling one, named by Carl Jung, is called the shadow. It's the part of me I keep in the basement of my life. I don't appreciate it very much. It includes a lot of things like selfishness, pettiness, pride, a big ego, and far too many judgments. And these judgments, if you're familiar with the Enneagram, come from a place I go under stress. And that's the place of oneness. And it's about justice. It's about right and wrong. And I'm going to make sure that I'm on the side of the right. Sometimes it's my early adolescent righteous anger that even in my late 70s comes out and sometimes surprises me. The other part of me, though, that part that I think is more the foundation of who I am, that really which underlies the basement and every other floor of myself. It includes the qualities of patience and kindness and generosity. And it includes compassion and forgiveness. Though our UU second principle calls for justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, it is equity and compassion that I most resonate with when I'm in that part of myself that I value the most. Today, Don, Marina, Leslie, and I will explore themes from Les Misérables, themes of justice and themes of compassion. Based on one of the greatest novels in the 19th century by Victor Hugo, this powerful musical unfolds as a man in prison who's known only as number 24601 is about to be paroled. On his compassion side, as Lori mentioned, he's in prison because he stole a loaf of bread to feed his family. On the other side, he's bitter. He's angry. He's full of indignation and righteous judgment towards the petty laws that put him in prison. Upon being released, he violates his parole immediately. But in that experience, a compassionate, loving priest intervenes so he doesn't go to prison for the violation of the parole because he stole some things. And this priest actually says to him in front of the law, "I'm sorry, you forgot the other things I gave you." And he gave him candlesticks. So Jean Valjean is freed because of the compassion of this Catholic priest. There's another man in this play, though, that plays a significant role. His name is Inspector Javert. He's a complex and dark character, which you'll find more about. Jean Valjean comes upon a crowd scene, and a man has been arrested by Javert. And this man is not Jean Valjean, but Javert and others believe he is Jean Valjean. And so Valjean, who by now is a pillar in the community, mayor of the town, successful businessman, employs many, many people, is there facing the dilemma. Do I let this man who's falsely accused go back to prison for me? Or do I come forward with the truth? His choices are being damned to hell or being condemned to prison.
He thinks that man is me, he knew him at a glance. That stranger he has found, this man could be my chance. Why should I save his hide? Why should I right this wrong? When I have come this far and struggled for so long. If I speak, I am condemned. If I stay silent, I am damned. I am the master of hundreds of workers, they all look to me. How could I abandon them? How would they live if I am not free? If I speak, they are condemned. If I stay silent, I am damned. Who am I? Can I condemn this man to slavery? Pretend I do not feel his agony. This innocent who wears my face, who goes to judgment in my place, who am I? Can I conceal myself forevermore? Pretend I'm not the man I was before. And must my name until I die mean no more than an alibi? Must I lie? How can I ever face my fellow man? How can I ever face myself again? My soul belongs to God, I know. I made that bargain long ago. He gave me hope when hope was gone. He gave me strength to journey on. Who am I? Who am I? I'm Jean Valjean. And so, Javert, you see it's true. This man bears no more guilt than you. Who am I? 2, 4, 6, so 1.
The question of who am I is relevant for all of us. In my earlier life, I was duplicitous in some ways because I behaved as though I believed, but inside I didn't believe. I was a member of a pretty conservative religious group. And I wasn't the same on the inside as I was on the outside. And then I started studying the question of integrity. The possibility that you could be the same on the outside as you're on the inside. Who am I? Whatever you see is who I am. Our story unfolds, and we're introduced to a heartbreaking figure named Fantine. She's a heartbreaking figure because she's been betrayed by love. Someone who she cared deeply for during a summer has abandoned her and left her pregnant. She will now sing of this tragedy.
There was a time when men were kind, when their voices were soft and their words inviting. There was a time when love was blind and the world was a song and the song was exciting. There was a time, then it all went wrong. I dreamed a dream in time gone by, when hope was high and life worth living. I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving. Then I was young and unafraid, and dreams were made and used and wasted. There was no ransom to be paid, no song unsung, no wine untasted. But the tigers come at night with their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your hope apart, as they turn your dreams to shame. He slept a summer by my side. He filled my days with endless wonder. He took my childhood in his stride, but he was gone when autumn came. And still I dream he'll come to me, that we will live the years together. But there are dreams that cannot be, and there are storms we cannot weather. So different now from what it seemed. Now life has killed the dream I dreamed.
As I said, Fantine is pregnant. And she is going to lead a very troubled and difficult life that we'll sing a little bit about later. Unlike the man who left Fantine so easily, Inspector Javert cannot leave his quest to bring Jean Valjean to justice. In fact, he sees himself as being led by God, that he is in the path of righteousness in his quest for justice. For me, the belief in prayer has always been problematic, primarily because I prayed to God when I was a child to bring a new dog collar to my sister's dog, to let Santa know that. No dog collar showed up. I also have difficulty when I hear people thank God that their home was spared in a tornado while their next door neighbor's was destroyed. I wonder, what kind of God is that? At any rate, Javert prays to the stars and to God to assist him in his quest to bring Jean Valjean to justice.
There, out in the darkness, a fugitive running, fallen from God, fallen from grace. God be my witness, I never shall yield till we come face to face. Till we come face to face. He knows his way in the dark, but mine is the way of the Lord. Those who follow the path of the righteous shall have their reward. And if they fall as Lucifer fell, the flame, the sword, stars in your multitudes, scarce to be counted, filling the darkness with order and light. You are the sentinels, silent and sure, keeping watch in the night, keeping watch in the night. You know your place in the sky. You hold your course and your aim, and each in your season returns and returns, and is ever the same. And if you fall as Lucifer fell, you fall in flame. And so it has been, and so it is written on the doorways to paradise, that those who falter and those who fall must pay the price. Lord, let me find him, that I may see him safe behind bars. I will never rest till then. This I pray, this I pray.
Les Misérables is about elements of being miserable. As I mentioned, Fantine is one of those whose life becomes one of misery following a summer of infatuation and excitement. She gives birth to a daughter and names her Cosette. But unfortunately, Fantine doesn't have the means to take care of Cosette. So she leaves her in the care of two very shadowy but funny characters, an innkeeper and his wife. Now, Fantine works at a factory that Jean Valjean runs, but she's hounded by a very bad man. Sexism existed, and this bad man actually gets Fantine fired. So Fantine sadly has to resort to prostitution in order to send money to the innkeeper and his wife to care for Cosette. Javert discovers all this indirectly, but Jean Valjean discovers it directly. And he commits to Fantine that Cosette will never want. And he goes and rescues Cosette from the clutches of these innkeepers. Unfortunately, Javert has a different intention than to rescue anybody. All he wants to do is imprison Jean Valjean. His obsession with Valjean goes beyond comprehension. There must be something deeper driving him, something that we observe but we don't know what it is. It's an undercurrent. It's a shadow. Following a confrontation with Valjean, where Valjean pleads to just briefly be set free to go and get Cosette and rescue her, Javert basically says, "You got to be kidding me. There's no way." But following this confrontation, we see the deep characters of both people. Javert, with his seeking justice, and Valjean, with his righteous compassion. Now we're going to hear Javert sing about his troubled thoughts.
Who is this man? What sort of devil is he? To have me caught in a trap and choose to let me go free. It was his hour at last to put a seal on my fate, wipe out the past and watch me clean off the slate. All it would take with a flick of his knife. Vengeance was his and he gave me back my life. Damned if I'll live in the debt of a thief. Damned if I'll yield at the end of a chase. I am the law and the law's not mocked. I'll spit his pity right back in his face. There is nothing on earth that we share. It is either Valjean or Javert. this man to have dominion over me. This desperate man that I have hunted, he gave me my life, he gave me freedom. I should have perished by his hand. It was his right. It was my right to die as well. Instead I live, but live in hell. And my thoughts fly apart. Can this man be believed? Shall his sins be forgiven? Shall his crime be reprieved? And must I now begin to doubt? Never doubted all these years. My heart is stone, but still it trembles. The world I have known is lost in shadow. Is he from heaven or from hell? And does he know that granting me my life today, this man has killed me? Even so, I am reaching, but I fall. And the stars are black and cold as I stare into the void of a world that cannot hold. I'll escape now from this world, from the world of Jean Valjean. There is nowhere I can turn. There is no way to go.
Javert's self-loathing leads him to commit suicide. And a lot of it is based on him comparing himself to Jean Valjean. Javert only wanting justice. Jean Valjean showing compassion. Jean Valjean had the strength and the power and the means to take Javert out as they had this conflict. But instead of that, he lets him go free while he leaves to go take care of the issues with Cosette. That is a significant statement of character that Javert cannot handle. He compares himself with Jean Valjean. And in that comparison, he is lacking. And he, in his mind, is condemned to hell. In our final song, we're going to be introduced indirectly with Marius. Now, Marius is a handsome young man who was participating in the uprisings, and he is deeply in love with Cosette, as Cosette is deeply in love with him. He is laying wounded at the barricades, And Jean Valjean learns of this, and he is wanting to save Marius. And yet, he is in some ways inadequate to do so. And so we're going to end our brief glimpse at the complexities of Les Misérables and the transformation of a bitter ex-prisoner to a man full of integrity and love. We're going to end it with an understanding of self-forgiveness and his extraordinary compassion for others. One of the final statements of the play is, to love another is to see the face of God. May we enjoy the lightness that comes as we love.
God on high, hear my prayer. In my need, you have always been there. He is young, he's afraid. Let him rest, heaven blessed. Bring him home, bring him home, bring him home. He's like the sun I might have known if God had granted me a son. The summers die one by one, how soon they fly on and on. And I am old and will be gone. Bring him peace, bring him joy. He is young, he is only a boy. You can take, you can give, let him be, let him live. If I die, let me die, let him live. Bring him home, bring him home, bring him home.
Thank you so much. De nuevo, soy Laura Tedderman Jones, me again. A approaching this part of the service, I think about how I can express the need the church has for all of us to support it financially, trying to come up with something jazzy, whatever, dramatic. I came up short, except to say that all of us are on different financial journeys, and so need to give in different amounts in different ways. I think what we decide to give comes after taking that pause I referred to earlier. Listening, observing, then knowing what to give. Even though many of us have taken that pause and committed monthly, there continues to be the need to pause again, assess again, act again, and give thanks again for what we have as a community here. With this thought, if you please join me in our words of offering. If not us, then who? If not open hearts, then what? If not now, then when? If not here, then where? If not generously, then how? If not us, then who? Here's a slide showing how you can make a financial contribution right now, or if you're on the Alluvial campus, you can always drop cash or check in the basket on the way out. Thank you in advance for contributing to the continuance of this gift, which is this congregation.
Hello everyone, it's Chloe again. I want to extend my deepest gratitude and thanks to everyone who has joined us today on our Alluvial Avenue and virtual campuses. Being connected as a community can bring such an empowering and loving feeling, and I hope each and every one of you can take that and carry it with you as you go throughout your week. Now, as we prepare to end our service and enter into our afternoon, please join us in our chalice extinguishing words. Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts. A wave to everyone on our Alluvial Avenue campus, and another wave to everyone on our virtual campus. Lori, I believe you have some reminders before our closing words. See you all soon.
Yes, I do. I better go back over the mic. Okay, pay attention. There's a lot of them, and I'm going to go fast. Coffee hour follows this service, and the sun has just come out. Yay. There's fellowship, conversation, caffeine, which we all appreciate greatly. Newcomers, there's a Q&A table outside in the courtyard, so any questions or just want to talk to somebody connected to the church, please do so. And those of you who are going to have coffee, look for somebody who you're not familiar with and initiate a conversation. I know when I'm new, that helps a lot. Next Sunday, the 11th, is our returning children's holiday pageant, yay, which retells the story of the birth of Jesus in an interactive and social justice-focused way. Please join us if you can, and this is something, if you can come into the sanctuary, it's something to behold. The following Sunday, December 18th, is Member Sunday, New Member Sunday, so if the time feels right for you, please talk to Patty Bennett. Is Patty? There she is. You see her right there. And she can assist you should you wish more information about becoming a member. She is our coordinator of community life, so she is here to help you get engaged. Right, Patty? Exactly. An even more important reminder. The Ali Shengi family resettled from Afghanistan and was sponsored by our church team. And they're having a difficult time. Zabi lost his job due to a work-related injury. And that's tough no matter your circumstances. We're providing cutout mittens for all of us to decorate, along with collecting monetary donations. The family will receive the mittens with messages from us as well as the donations. And the team will be on the breezeway. They were here this morning before church, after church, and for the next 2 Sundays, the 11th and the 18th. So please dig deep in your hearts and your pockets if you can help them. And even if you can't dip into the pockets, you can deliver a wonderful message through the mittens. And then Lorenzo, I believe you have something, a final reminder?
I do. One final reminder. First of all, really appreciate the effort that went into making the music for this morning. Don and Marina and Leslie. Stand up. This is supposed to be my morning off, and so I'm glad that worked out. Just one final reminder, in case you haven't heard about it, even if you have, this afternoon at 3 o'clock, the Lorenzo and Company musical fundraiser for the benefit of the church. So if you haven't bought tickets yet online, it's plenty of, you just come and show up and buy tickets at the door. And if you're wondering why all this stuff is on the stage that hasn't been played this morning, it's for this afternoon, and there'll be more, and you'll hear more from Don and many more other tremendous musicians, and I hope you can all make it. Thanks.
Yes, and I must say, Lorenzo, one of our staff members who, on his day off, is putting on a concert and made sure that everything was here and correct, and make sure to go poke when I miss things in the service. So let's give a hand to Lorenzo again. Glad I had a union that let me have the days off. All right. As we close our time together, we'd like to acknowledge those who are with us for the first, second, or third time. We are so appreciative that you chose to spend your Sunday morning with us. So we promise to not leave you standing long, but if you wouldn't mind letting us see you and acknowledge you, we'd appreciate it. Both at online, if you can put in there, I'm new, I'm standing, that'd be great. So is anybody here new to the first, second, third time today? No one? We'll bring a friend next week. Oh, we do, yay! All right, let's everybody stand and make sure and bring people to next week, because it's going to be so much fun. All right. Now may you all place your hands on your heart. That means you too. Please place your hands here as we do our closing words and music. May your week of holiday blessings and challenges contain deep breathing, long pauses, and thoughtful acts of love and kindness. Let's sing our song together.
May we have safe passage, safe passage. May we have safe passage on our way. Safe passage on our way. Wanderer, safe passage on your way. Searcher, safe passage on your way. Sweet pilgrim, safe passage on our way. May we have safe passage, safe passage. May we have safe passage, safe passage on our way. Woo!
All.